see, the first point which we made was that to us, the update of the report is false and motivated. It is a false and motivated narrative on the situation in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. We also said that it is in violation of India's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and it also ignores the core issue of cross-border terrorism. I think there is no mention about cross-border terrorism in the report. We also feel that the report and the update seems to be an effort to create an artificial parity between the world's largest and the most vibrant democracy and a country which openly practices state-sponsored terrorism. Our main problem was that the update seems to accord a legitimacy to terrorism, which actually is in complete variance with the UN Security Council positions. And you know that in the past, UNSC has taken positions where they have been very forthcoming on these issues, including when they proscribed Masood Azhar and when they proscribed other terrorist groups. We feel that it is an unacceptable advocacy of the dismemberment of a UN member state. Jammu and Kashmir, the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir, is an integral part of India. Pakistan is in illegal and forcible occupation of a part of the Indian state, including the so-called Azad Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan through aggression. We have repeatedly called on Pakistan to vacate these territories. We also feel that by publishing and coming out with this report, with this update, they have undermined their own credibility. They have failed to recognize an independent judiciary, human rights institutions, and other mechanisms in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir that safeguard, protect, and promote constitutionally guaranteed fundamental rights to all citizens of India. It also belittles constitutional provisions, statutory procedures, and established practices in an established functioning democracy. We also feel that the update has a prejudiced mindset. It willfully ignores the determined and comprehensive socio-economic development efforts which have been undertaken by the government in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. With the countries concerned, we have taken up this matter very strongly with the government of Canada in the past, and we continue to do so. I understand that Ministry of Home Affairs, they have actually issued a notification in this regard, which includes the reasons why Sikhs for Justice has been banned. They have been outlawed under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Sikh for Justice is a fringe group involved in anti-India and subversive activities in Punjab. They have supported violent forms of extremism in Punjab and elsewhere. I think here it is important to understand that the vast majority of Sikhs in Canada and other parts of the world, they share warm relations with India. They want better relations with India and their country of residence. And frankly, we take no cognizance of what the fringe elements they have to say, which is meant to create disharmony and spread hate. These groups, they have no traction within the mainstream Sikh community. We will continue to make efforts to engage with the Indian community in Canada and other countries in the world. जहाँ तक मेरी जानकारी है, होम मिनिस्ट्री ने इस मामले में एक नोटिफिकेशन जारी किया है और उसमें जो तथ्य हैं किस वजह से सिख फॉर जस्टिस को बैन किया गया है वो उसमें उसका मेंशन है। सिख फॉर जस्टिस जो है एक फ्रिंज ग्रुप है जो भारत विरोधी एक्टिविटीज़ में इन्वॉल्व है, जो पंजाब में सबवर्सिव एक्टिविटीज़ में इन्वॉल्व है और उन्होंने जो एक्सट्रीमिज़म, जो वायलेंट फॉर्म ऑफ एक्सट्रीमिज़म का है उसका साथ दिया है। और जहाँ तक हमारा सवाल है, जहाँ तक भारत का सवाल है, जो सिख समुदाय है कनाडा में, जो सिख समुदाय दूसरे देशों में है, उनके साथ हमारे बहुत अच्छे संबंध हैं और वो भी हमसे अच्छा संबंध रखना चाहते हैं। वो भी जहाँ से वो हैं, जहाँ से वो ओरिजिन करते हैं, उनके साथ वो अच्छा संबंध रखना चाहते हैं। और हमें लगता है कि ऐसे जो फ्रिंज एलिमेंट्स हैं जिनका काम सिर्फ नफरत फैलाना है, जिनका काम कम्युनल डिसहार्मनी फैलाना है, हमें उनके बात पर ज़्यादा तवज्जो नहीं देनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इन ग्रुप्स का अपने खुद के कम्युनिटी में, सिख कम्युनिटी में उनका कोई सपोर्ट बेस नहीं है। जहाँ तक भारत का सवाल है, हम जो हमारे इंडियन कम्युनिटी बाहर हैं, जो कनाडा में है, जो दूसरे देशों में हैं, उनके साथ हम संबंध बनाने की पूरी कोशिश करते रहेंगे। You see, number one, I think we are fully committed to this project. We want this project to be expeditiously completed. We are aware that it involves the sentiments of the people, sentiments of the pilgrims who are going to visit the Kartarpur Sahib. As far as the infrastructure work is concerned, I must again emphasize that the work on two important aspects, on the state-of-the-art passenger terminal and also on the 4-lane highway which is going to connect the 0 point of the Kartarpur corridor to the national highway. They are ongoing, and we are hopeful that the work on these two projects will be completed in time, one by September 2019, the other by October 2019. So the reports which say that we are slow in terms of finishing our project, I think it is not the correct depiction. On some of the issues which we have flagged to Pakistan earlier, we have taken it up with Pakistan in the past, not only on infrastructure related points, including the construction of a bridge. I think there is some discussion going on about whether there should be a bridge or should be a paved road. But even on the other aspects, our desire to have talks, it basically conveys that whatever the differences are, I think we will have talks, and we will take up those matters with Pakistan when we meet them on the 14th of this month.